Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Sadhguru Explains about 7 Chakras, Part 1. It's going to be a two-parter all in one video, so I'm going to have to pause in the middle to load up the next video. But let's go and get started.
What is referred to as a third eye is not necessarily another eye like this. Okay, it is not. It is just that, there are, okay. In the pranic system, we talked about the 72,000 nadis. These 72,000 nadis have 114 important junction points in the body. Like in this building, the electrical systems are running, there are many junction points where major meeting of connections are happening. There are 114 junction points in the body. Generally, these are referred to as chakras. The word chakra literally means a wheel. But these are not in the form of circles or wheels. They always meet in the form of a triangle. The nadis always meet in the form of a triangle. Why? I think, there is a arranged triangle being used. It is because that is a basic way the nadis meet. They are the chakras, and the whole yogic system depends on what you do with them. So out of this 114, 7 are held as a major junction points. So these are the 7 chakras that everybody is normally talking about.
Wait, is he saying that the 7 chakras are triangular and not circular? I remember them resembling circles because they're always referred to like a lotus petal or a flower, and they have petals. Can't remember how many petals they are, but I know like one of them has like a very high amount, and then the low to a certain point it gets the more and more petals to get, but then the last two have very few petals. But it's always looked at as a flower, a circular pattern. But is it supposed to be triangle?
They are located in certain parts of your body. You know something about this, or everybody knows something about it? Okay. These are Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna, Sahasrara.
Kundalini.
Mooladhara means the foundation. This is a center which is physically or physiologically, it is located between your anal outlet and your genital organ. It's called the perineum, medically, I think. Where's the doctor? It's the perineum, right. So, this is Mooladhara. If your energies are dominant in your Mooladhara, food and sleep will be the two major qualities of your life. They will be the most important factors in your life, food and sleep. If your energies are dominant in your Swadhisthana, which is located just above your genital organ, here you will be a pleasure seeker. Pleasure does not necessarily mean sex and things like that. You are somebody who wants to enjoy the world. That's dominant in you. So a person who is a pleasure seeker, he lives little more intensely than a person who is living just for food and sleep. Yes? So these are just different levels of intensities of life. As the intensity increases, your ability to experience different dimensions of life moves from one area of life to another. If your energies move into Manipuraka, or if they're more dominant in Manipuraka, you are a doer in the world. You want to do things. Maybe you're a businessman, maybe you're a politician or something where a lot of doing is needed, You're a doer. If energies move into Anahata, this is the creative center, you become a creative person. Maybe you're an artist, or at least you have tendencies. Maybe you didn't make it in the Hollywood, but you want to create more than simply eating and sleeping or seeking pleasure outside. You would like to do something. There is creativity in you. A person, let's say an artist, generally their lives may be considered little freaky for other people, but they experience life little more intensely than, let's say, a businessman. Yes? It's a different level of intensity. If energies move into Vishuddhi, which is the pit of the throat, the word Vishuddhi, the word Anahata means unstruck. This is the unstruck sound. This is a meeting between the lower and the higher. All your survival instincts are in the lower three chakras. Self-preservation is in Manipuraka, Swadhisthana and Muladhara. The longing to break away from all this and go away beyond is in Vishuddhi, Agna and Sahasrara. Anahata is the meeting point. So Anahata, the symbolism is two triangles meeting. You've seen that the Star of David, everything comes from Anahata. Okay, that is the symbol for Anahata, two upward moving and downward moving triangles meeting because these are two different dimensions of life. One is catering to self-preservation, another is catering to the longing to go beyond. In your head and your heart, you have longings to go beyond, but in your body, you have longings to preserve.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, it seems like that. The food and sleep. I would assume just food, drink, sleep, shelter, obviously. But I guess shelter is not technically something that's internal, but external. Then your pleasure, and then the doer. You need things to be done. You need to enjoy life. You need to eat, sleep, and drink. Alright, 7 chakras. So hopefully in the next part he'll explain the junction. He kind of touched up it on the end. I don't know if I missed it, but he said he was talking about someone that's quite extreme, like the weird guy, I guess. Is that the junction? Anyways, let me pause it real quick and I'll get the other one up and running. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the second part.
So if energies move into Vishuddhi, it's a power center, you can become enormously powerful, very powerful individuals. When I say power, not necessarily physical or financial or something, people can be powerful in so many ways. Just the very way they stand, some people are powerful, some people are not, isn't it? Yes? So you don't have to do any action. You make 10 men stand here. The very way they stand, some men are powerful, some aren't, isn't it so? It's not necessarily because of their activity, just the way they are. They don't have to pose for anything, just simply the way they are, there is power about them. If your energies move into Agna, you are intellectually realized, you see things clearly, you see everything the way it is. Once you begin to see everything the way it is, you are at peace. So Agna is called as the third eye because you see things the way they are. With these two eyes are very deceptive. They make you see things the way it is necessary for your survival. They don't allow you to see everything the way it is. Once your energies touch Agna, now you're seeing things the way they are, everything the way it is. Now, that is why it is referred to as a third eye. Now, Sahasrara is the seventh chakra, that is not in the body, just outside the body. But most people, it is dormant, it is not active. If some sadhana comes into your life, if you activate it in a certain way, or because of a very intense way of living, it can become active. If energies move into Sahasrara, you will become unexplainably, unreasonably ecstatic, simply like crazy or ecstatic. If you come to the Bhava Spandana, you will see, simply for no reason, you will be spilling in ecstasy. You just don't know what's happening, just no external reason. Simply you're ecstatic, simply because your energies touch Sahasrara. From Mooladhara to Agna, there are many pathways as to how to get there, any number of methods and teachings as to how to reach there. From Agna to Sahasrara, there is no path. If you want to move from Agna to Sahasrara, Because there is no path, that is the reason why many people have gone about propagating peace is the highest thing to achieve, because they got stuck here. You've heard of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa?
Real quick before he moves on, so he's saying there's multiple ways. So I guess Kundalini is not the only way to do the deal with the 7 chakras. As far as Swami Taratmananda, he explored that, and I did a video reaction to it. And I did a Kundalini run, and they've all talked about the 7 chakras, which is, I guess, what Kundalini yoga is about. But I don't remember if I've heard anything about other yogas or anything else using those 7 energies. Perhaps there is, perhaps there is, but I don't remember if I heard it. And I don't think Advaita Vedanta does that. I don't think so. Perhaps there are 2 different schools where Advaita Vedanta is a little bit more, I guess, logical, and Kundalini or the 7 chakras are a bit more mystical. Let me know if is that correct, or does Advaita Vedanta touch up on the 7 chakras? I have not, so far as my journey has come, I've never heard about the 7 chakras. I've heard Sadhguru talk about the 114. He just said in the last video, but the 114. Can't remember what it's called, but there's 114 of it. 2 of them is external. 112 is inside the body, and Gautama Buddha has only mastered 1 of them. And I remember Sadhguru talking about how Shiva mastered all of them.
Was there a story about him in the video or something? It's there, right? Yeah, okay, Ramakrishna. So Ramakrishna was like this. He was a devotee of Kali. Kali is a form of goddess, a fierce goddess. He took Kali as his mother and worshipped her. He is such a devotee. He became, in such a way, his consciousness became so crystallized that if he makes lunch for Kali, that form comes and eats with him. This is not imagination, this is actually happening. Or is she sitting somewhere? That's not the point. A crystallized consciousness can just create it, just make it happen the way it is known to him. So he actually used to feed her and she used to eat. Food used to get empty. So he was like that, but he was… when she's on him, he is like ecstasy. The moment she leaves him, he is misery. All the time crying, literally crying like a baby, calling like, "Mommy, mommy, please come." He would be just crying, "Please, mother, come to me, come to me, come to me." When she's on him, he's all ecstatic. When she's not, he's lost. He went on like this. So a certain guru, whose name was called Thotapuri, a yogi, saw his condition and he saw the man's potential, such an intense human being, just stuck with this one form and he's enjoying it all right, but it is not getting him anywhere. So he tried to instruct him. But this is the whole thing about people on the path of devotion. Ramakrishna said, "I don't want any realization, I don't want liberation, I just want my mother." This is just like you try to tell a little child, whatever you tell him, he says, "I don't want anything, I want mommy," He's in that kind of thing. So in many ways Thotapuri tried to instruct him, he wouldn't go. Then where they were sitting, there was a piece of broken glass. He just took this piece of broken glass and just slashed his agna open. Physically, he just slashed this part of the body open, and that's when he got realized. Suddenly he was a different man, because the shock of cutting this just took him off from those limitations.
I didn't hear that when… I can't remember which video it was, that he suddenly became realized, unless I missed it. I remember him. I remembered him talking about how he's always crying. He's always kind of in misery. It's really weird. It's acting like very much like a child. I can't remember what kind of set him off. I think it seems like it might have been Swami Tarat Madanda's video, but I think all of a sudden he just woke up, and then I think he was in some debates, and also he had two pupils that he learned from. Vivekananda, I believe, is one of them. I can't remember who the other. Oh no, he had two gurus, two teachers. That's right, and Vivekananda was one of the students also. Anyways, interesting. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit more about Ramakrishna's story a little bit. More along the lines of how he became realized. Why did that slash make him open up his third eye? What made him realize? Why is that physical harm made him awaken? It's kind of strange. I wonder if it's... I'm just throwing this theory out there, but I'm wondering if it's the physical pain that made him realize? I don't know. I have no idea. It's kind of interesting. That part I just do want to know. It's like, what made Sri Ramakrishna become a realized being? I didn't realize he didn't want to be realized. And in fact, what Sadhguru said here, to become a devotee of bhakti, right? Bhakti is the path of devotion. Bhakti? Jnana... Raja... yeah, Bhakti. Don't remember again. But yeah, he chose the path of devotion, took the physical cut of his forehead to make him a realized being. I'm wondering why that is. Anyone know? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I guess I'll just be wondering. Anyway, that's my reaction to Sadhguru Explains the 7 Chakras. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.